that the hydroxychloroquine, Donald Trump, and there is a great report, has trust from the family members with Novartis and Safoni, I believe is the name of the French company that produced that. So there is a lot of things behind, just to benefit people, because the hydroxychloroquine has a lot of other secondary effects. With the heart beat, I don't know exactly the name in English, we call arrhythmia, which is when, the heart start beating in different frequencies. So it's not available for all the patients to give that treatment. But the CDS, the chloride dioxide, is for everyone, and nobody talks about that. And in fact, it's just not the fact that nobody talks. The worst part is forbidden. You cannot even mention. I was like, the last strike that I received was because I uploaded a video from Andreas Kalker showing the doctors in hospital giving that to the patients, and the patient recovery in less than 2 days.
Yeah.
So that is another thing that I question.
Same thing like with like DMSO. I know Amanda, promotes that heavily.
Yes.
My cousin for years said that was just the best thing since sliced bread. He had, the best luck with stuff like that. So it just seems like, a lot of these cures are very, very simple, either natural, herbal, or whatever. But then, you do get the kind of crazy stuff like the blow dryer of the nose. And who knows, maybe that works. I don't know. But it's that they think that medicine and the medical science is so incredibly complicated that it takes this continuous cocktail of chemical altering medicines to actually balance out the system. And I think that's what they're trying to push. But, in fact, they're telling you right to your face that, no, the side effects and interactions with all these other drugs are horrendously bad for you. And yet people still take them. It's crazy.
I think if also, I could...
Oh, go ahead.
You sure? Yeah, I just want to clarify a few things. Like, one thing is that there is really no evidence of any new illness, and there's certainly no evidence of a virus causing any illness. So all the things about trying to kill a virus particle, which, as you said, is not alive, is a little bit misdirected. But we certainly do have acute respiratory illness, and we've always had that. And in fact, we had a lot more of that a couple of years ago when we had a really bad flu season. And I would warn against things like hydroxychloroquine, because this is still a pharmaceutical synthetic molecule. And as the other doctor said, it can have some serious side effects. But there are actually many, many ways to address an acute respiratory illness using natural means. And, primarily what causes it is toxicity. So really all of the natural approaches involve some kind of detoxification. And certainly, DMSO is Amanda's expertise, and chlorine dioxide may be appropriate in some situations, but there are many different ways. I mean, something simple like using vitamin C can actually make a big difference. I've known people to recover from pneumonia very quickly by inhaling some steam with a few drops of turpentine and some garlic in it and doing enemas. So there are many, many ways to treat this kind of thing successfully, but it's unknown in the hospitals or in the allopathic medical system, because one thing is they know nothing about toxicology and they know nothing about nutrition because they're not taught about these things. They're only thinking in terms of the germ theory warfare model. So have to, find some kind of aggressive approach, right, which is why they're looking for antiviral drugs, etc., to address this. But those things are really misguided, unnecessary, and unhelpful.
Yeah.
And also some of the side effects of the hydroxychloroquine, one of them is kidney damage, which in Chinese medicine, the kidneys are the energy or the emotion of fear. We already have enough of that going around. And the other interesting side effect, there's a host of them, but one that really stood out for me was that it increases your sensitivity to electromagnetic fields. And so part of my Yes.
Wow.
And part of my mind really just jumped on when I was reading some of the issues with this medication, because people obviously were asking me, what do you think about it? And as an anti-parasitical, I said, oh, well, I'm sure it has its place if you need it, but let's go see what the side effects are and issues. And that was one of them. And to me, that was a big red flag, considering what they're putting up all over the place.